head, click YouTube on. Also, YouTube's algo bot, if you're listening, fuck you. Hmm. See? You didn't even have to say it. You just appearing reminded me that song's over. Turn on the other one. It should be on now. The funny thing is, I'm pretty sure it says right in the description Exodus 24 to dot dot dot. And I'm almost certain I'm on 25. And I thought about that and I was like, wait, didn't you do 24? And end off there? Okay. See? It's not that I don't want to do the stream on YouTube. I definitely want everybody who can hear this to hear it. But YouTube really wants to limit visibility because I like to open with music. So we're just not going to do that. I was right. We did do 24. We are, in fact, on 25. We have come up out of Egypt. Moses, the Israelites, drowned Pharaoh and his whole army in the Red Sea. Like, did a song about it. And now life goes on. And this is the like humdrum of the reality of it, which is why I went ahead and I decided to pick up on 25 tonight. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the people of Israel to bring me their sacred offerings. Accept the contributions from all whose hearts are moved to offer them. Here is a list of sacred offerings you may accept from them: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and scarlet thread, fine linen and goat hair for cloth, tanned ram skins and fine goat skin leather." This is mighty fancy stuff right here. Acacia wood, olive oil for the lamps, spices for the anointing oil and the fragrant incense, onyx stones and other gemstones to be set in the ephod and the priest's chest piece. Very fancy. Have the people of Israel build me a holy sanctuary so I can live among them. You must build this tabernacle and its furnishings exactly according to the pattern I will show you. You can actually Google like there's a lot of scale replicas of this to this day based on how very specific this gets. Have the people make an ark of acacia wood, a sacred chest, 45 inches long, 27 inches wide, and 27 inches high, which is 2.5, 1.5, and 1.5 cubits. Overlay it inside and outside with pure gold. Now we're getting expensive and fancy. And run a molding of gold all around it. Cast 4 gold rings and attach them to its 4 feet. 2 rings on each side. Make poles from acacia wood and overlay them with gold. Oh. Insert the poles into the rings at the sides of the ark to carry it. These carrying poles must stay inside the rings. Never remove them. Like, that seems reasonable. When the ark is finished, place inside it the stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant. That would be the Ten Commandments. Which I will give to you. Wait, do we not have that? I thought we had that. Then make the ark's cover the place of atonement from pure gold. It must be 45 inches long and 27 inches wide, so still 2.5 by 1.5 cubits. Then make 2 cherubim from hammered gold and place them on the 2 ends of the atonement cover. Mold the cherubim on each end of the atonement cover, making it all of one piece of gold. That's extremely specific. No Chinese bullshit here. The cherubim will face each other and look down on the atonement cover. With their wings spread above it, they will protect it. Place inside the ark the stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant, which I will give to you. Then put the atonement cover on top of the ark. I will meet with you there and talk to you from above the atonement cover between the gold cherubim that hover over the ark of the covenant. From there I will give you my commands for the people of Israel. Do you have a relationship with God that's this close? Like, oh man. Then make a table of acacia wood, 36 inches long, 2 cubits, I'm pretty sure, 18 inches wide, and 27 inches high. Overlay it with pure gold and run a gold molding around the edge. Decorate it with a 3-inch border all around and run a gold molding along the border. Make 4 gold rings for the table and attach them at the 4 corners next to the 4 legs. Attach the rings near the border to hold the poles that are used to carry the table. I need to get an artist to draw this while it's being described. Make these poles from acacia wood and overlay them with gold. Make special containers of pure gold for the table, bowls, ladles, pitchers, and jars. All pure gold, by the way. That's heavy shit. To be used in pouring out liquid offerings. I mean, it's God's stuff. It's only like if there was anything better that we could use, we'd use that. But this is the best we can do. We think it's fancy, but it's not even worthy. Place the bread of the presence on the table to remain before me at all times. Wait, what? Make a lampstand of pure hammered gold. Make the entire lampstand and its decorations of one piece, the base, center, stem, lamp cups, buds, and petals. Make it with 6 branches going out from the center stem, 3 on each side. Each of the 6 branches will have 3 lamp cups shaped like almond blossoms, complete with buds and petals up. I need a slideshow here. There will also be an almond bud beneath each pair of branches where the 6 branches extend from the center stem. The almond buds and branches must all be of one piece with the center stem, and they must be hammered from pure gold. Then make the 7 lamps for the lampstand and set them so they reflect their light forward. The lamp snuffers and trays must also be made of pure gold because nothing else is going to do. You will need 75 pounds of pure gold for the lampstand and its accessories. That's not actually that much now that you mention it. Like, be sure that you make everything according to the pattern I have shown you here on the mountain. Hi, Mousy. Glad me actually not having the YouTube stream allows people to get notifications. Like, I don't have it scheduled, so. But by the time I actually get started doing it, it's literally restricted because of the algo bot and because I like to open with a song, so it's worth it to just skip it, I think. 26. Make the tabernacle from 10 curtains of finely woven linen. Decorate the curtains with blue, purple, and scarlet thread. Remember the acceptable offerings? Blue, uh, blue, purple, and scarlet thread. These 10 curtains must all be exactly the same size. 42 feet long and 6 feet wide. That's extremely long. Join 5 of these curtains together to make one long curtain. Then join the other 5 into a second long curtain. Put loops of blue yarn along the edge of the last curtain in each set. The 50 loops along the edge of one curtain are to match the 50 loops along the edge of the other. Then make 50 gold clasps and fasten the long curtains together with the clasps. In this way, the tabernacle will be made of one continuous piece. Yeah, I know. Live, not alive. I mean, I am also alive. I think. Do I seem like I'm alive, guys? I mean, are we doing okay out here? I think we're doing alright out here. Has anyone seen the squab? Last I knew they were shooting at him, and he hasn't come down since. Make 11 curtains of goat hair cloth to serve as a tent covering for the tabernacle. So this, I think, is the roof. These 11 curtains must all be exactly the same size, 45 feet long and 6 feet wide. Join 5 of these curtains together to make one long curtain, and join the other 6 into a second long curtain. Allow 3 feet of material from the second set of curtains to hang over the front of the sacred tent. So yeah, this is the roof, I think. Make 50 loops for one edge of each large curtain. Then make 50 bronze clasps and fasten the loops of the long curtains with the clasps. In this way, the tent covering will be made of one continuous piece. No. That's glad to see you made it out of that gun range all right. The remaining 3 feet of the tent covering will be left to hang over the back of the tabernacle. Allow 18 inches of remaining material to hang down over each side so the tabernacle is completely covered. So it's sitting over the top like a tent roof. Complete the tent covering with a protective layer of tanned ram skin and a layer of fine goat skin leather. For the framework of the tabernacle, construct frames of acacia wood. Each frame must be 15 feet high, 27 inches wide, with 2 pegs under each frame. Make all the frames identical. Make 20 of these frames to support the curtains on the south side of the tabernacle. Also make 40 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame with the pegs. Ooh. Fitting securely into the bases. For the north side, make another 20 frames with their 40 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame. Make 6 frames for the rear, the west side of the tabernacle, along with 2 additional frames to reinforce the rear corners. These corner frames will be matched at the bottom and firmly attached at the top with a single ring forming a single corner unit. Make both of these corner units the same way. So there will be 8 frames at the rear of the tabernacle, set in 16 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame. So it's like, sounds like a frame is like a little section of like what we would call a frame, like instead of being one continuous thing, they're individually wrapped. Make crossbars of acacia wood to link the frames. 5 crossbars for the north side and 5 for the south side. Also make 5 crossbars for the rear of the tabernacle, which will face west. The middle crossbar attached halfway up the frames will run all the way from one end of the tabernacle to the other. So this is your joining. Overlay the frames with gold and make gold rings to hold the crossbars. Overlay the crossbars with gold as well. Set up this tabernacle according to the pattern you were shown on the mountain. For the inside of the tabernacle, make a special curtain of finely woven linen. Decorate it with blue, purple, and scarlet thread. And with skillfully embroidered cherubim, hang this curtain on gold hooks attached to 4 posts of acacia wood. Overlay the posts and set them in 4 silver bases. Hang the inner curtain from clasps and put the Ark of the Covenant in the room behind it. This curtain will separate the holy place from the most holy place. Then put the ark's cover, the place of atonement, on top of the Ark of the Covenant inside the most holy place. Place the table outside the inner curtain on the north side of the tabernacle and place the lampstand across the room on the south side. Make another curtain for the entrance to the sacred tent. Make it of finely woven linen and embroider it with exquisite designs using, guess what colors? Blue, purple, red, blue, purple, scarlet, technically. Imagine that. Craft 5 posts from acacia wood, overlay them with gold, and hang the curtain from them with gold hooks. Cast 5 bronze bases for the posts. Chapter 27. Using acacia wood, construct a square altar 7.5 feet wide, 7.5 feet long, 4.5 feet high. Pretty good square table here. Make horns? Why are we putting horns on this? It's not cool. For each of its 4 corners so that the horns and altar are all one piece. Overlay the altar with bronze. Make ash buckets, shovels, basins, meat forks, and fire pans. We're building a grill. This is a nice grill here. all of bronze. Very nice indeed. Make a bronze grating for it and attach 4 bronze rings at its 4 corners. Install the grating halfway down the side of the altar, under the ledge. For carrying the altar, make poles from acacia wood and overlay them with bronze. Insert the poles through the rings on the 2 sides of the altar. The altar must be hollow, made from planks. Build it just as you were shown on the mountain, like a nice, like, cooktop here, like, for sacrifice and burned things. Pleasing aroma. Not gonna lie. The thought of it makes me a little hungry. Then make the courtyard for the tabernacle, enclosed with curtains made of finely woven linen. On the south side, make the curtains 150 feet. They will be held up by 20 posts set securely in 20 bronze bases. Hang the curtains with silver hooks and rings. The curtains on the west end of the courtyard will be 75 feet long, so half that distance, supported by 10 posts and set into 10 bases. The east end will also be 75 feet long. The courtyard entrance will be on the east end, flanked by 2 curtains. The curtain on the right will be 22.5 feet, and the left will be the same, supported by 3 posts set into 3 bases. So, like, we've got a opening here, I think. Looks like it's what's going on anyway. For the entrance to the courtyard, make a curtain that is 30 feet long. Make it from finely woven linen and decorate it with beautiful embroidery in blue, purple, and scarlet thread. I mean, God's favorite colors are not green, yellow, and orange. They're just not. Purple, blue, and red. Support it with 4 posts, each set securely in its own base. All the posts around the courtyard must have silver rings and hooks and bronze bases. So the entire courtyard will be 150 feet long, 75 feet wide, 7.5 foot high curtains on all sides, made from finely woven linen. The bases for the posts will be made of bronze, except for the ones that are made of silver, because there's a bunch of those. All the articles used in the rituals of the tabernacle, including all the tent pegs used to support the tabernacle and the courtyard curtains, must be made of bronze. Except for the ones that are silver and gold. There's none that are gold. I think there's a bunch that are silver, though. Command the people of Israel to bring you pure oil of pressed olives for the light to keep the lamps burning continually. Like, we literally eat olive oil now. You know, we use it to cook food, but they used it to light lamps. Like, they weren't recommending you make food with it. It's not food. The lampstand will stand in the tabernacle in front of the inner curtain that shields the Ark of the Covenant. Aaron and his sons must keep the lamps burning in the Lord's presence all night. This is a permanent law for the people of Israel, and it must be observed from generation to generation. I bet you there's people still guarding this lamp to this day. Chapter 28. Call for your brother Aaron and his sons Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Set them apart from the rest of the people of Israel so they may minister to me and be my priests. Sounds like you're playing favorites here. Make sacred garments for Aaron that are glorious and beautiful. Oh, that's not going to piss people off at all. Instruct all the skilled craftsmen whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom. Have them make garments for Aaron that will distinguish him as a priest set apart for my service. These are the garments they are to make: a chest piece, an ephod, a robe, a patterned tunic, a turban, and a sash. They are to make these sacred garments for your brother Aaron and his sons to wear when they serve me as priests. So give them fine linen cloth, gold thread, and blue, purple, and scarlet thread. I mean, just saying. The craftsman must make the ephod of finely woven linen and skillfully embroider it with blue, purple, and scarlet thread. It will consist of two pieces, front and back, joined at the shoulders with two shoulder pieces. The decorative sash will be made of the same materials, finely woven linen, embroidered with gold and with blue, purple, and scarlet thread. It's the color theme. Take 2 onyx stones and engrave on them the names of the tribes of Israel. 6 names will be on each stone, arranged in the order of the births of the original sons of Israel. So, starting with Reuben, going all the way down to Benjamin, I believe. I know we start with Reuben. I think we end with Benjamin. I've only had to read this list in what I believe is chronological order, like just 30 something times in the last week or two. But I don't think I would have had to read it 40 something times or 30 something times, whatever, how many times, if it wasn't something super important like
They are to make these sacred garments for your brother Aaron and his sons to wear when they serve me as priests. So give them fine linen. Yep, that. The craftsman must make the ephod of finely woven linen and skillfully embroidered with gold, purple, blue, scarlet. Okay. Mm. Oh yeah, the onyx stones engraved with the 6 tribes on each side, in order. Lost. Engrave these names on the 2 stones in the same way a jeweler engraves a seal. Then mount the stones in settings of gold filigree. Ooh, that's pretty. Fasten the 2 stones of the shoulder pieces of the ephod as a reminder that Aaron represents the people of Israel. Aaron will carry these names on his shoulders as a constant reminder whenever he goes before the Lord. That's so beautiful. Make the settings of gold filigree, then braid 2 cords of pure gold and attach them to the filigree settings on the shoulders of the ephod. So you're gonna have some straight legit gold tassels, like very swanky. Then, with great skill and care, make a chest piece to be worn for seeking a decision from God. Like, nothing says, Lord, please help me see the truth of the matter, like a giant Flavor Flav clock. That's why Flavor Flav wore the giant chest piece that he did. He knew. I'm trying to figure out, God, what time is it? I think I'm joking. I'm not. Make it to match the ephod using finely woven linen embroidered with gold and with blue, purple, and scarlet thread. Make the chest piece of a single piece of cloth folded to form a pouch 9 inches square. Mount 4 rows of gemstones on it. The first row will contain a red carnelian, a pale green peridot, and an emerald. The second row will contain a turquoise, a blue lapis lazuli, and a white moonstone. The third row will contain an orange jacinth, an agate, and a purple amethyst. The fourth row will contain a blue-green beryl, an onyx, and a green jasper. All these stones will be set in gold filigree, so super swanky. Absolutely. Each stone will be set in gold filigree. Each stone will represent one of the 12 sons of Israel, and the name of that tribe will be engraved on it like a seal. So, can't imagine that this is where your birthstones came from. Probably is, though. To attach the chest piece to the ephod, make braided cords of pure gold thread. Then make 2 gold rings and attach them to the top corners of the chest piece. Tie the 2 gold cords to the 2 rings on the chest piece. Tie the other ends of the cords to the gold settings on the shoulder piece of the ephod. Then make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the inside edges of the chest piece next to the ephod, and make two more gold rings and attach them to the front of the ephod below the shoulder pieces. Just above the knot where the decorative sash is fastened to the ephod, then attach the bottom ephod with blue cords. This will hold the chest piece securely to the ephod above the decorative sash. It's very specific. In this way, Aaron will carry the names of the tribes of Israel on the sacred chest piece over his heart when he goes into the holy place. This will be a continual reminder that he represents the people when he comes before the Lord. Insert the Urim and the Thummim into the sacred chest piece so they will be carried over Aaron's heart when he goes into the Lord's presence. In this way, Aaron will always carry over his heart the objects used to determine the Lord's will for his people whenever he goes in before the Lord. It's a, it's a heavy ass chest piece you got there, my guy. Make the robe that is worn with the ephod from a single piece of blue cloth with an opening for Aaron's head in the middle of it, hopefully. Reinforcing the opening with a woven collar so it will not tear. Like, it's also so you're not just putting a bag over him. Make pomegranates out of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and attach them to the hem of the robe with gold bells between them. The gold bells and pomegranates are to alternate all around the hem. Aaron will wear this robe wherever he ministers before the Lord, and the bells will tinkle as he goes in and out of the Lord's presence in the holy place. If he wears it, he will not die. Hey man, nice shirt. Next, make a medallion of pure gold and engrave it like a seal with these words: Holy to the Lord. Attach the medallion with a blue cord in the front of Aaron's turban where it must remain. So, right, right here, big old medallion, front of your turban, holy to the Lord, right across your forehead. Aaron must wear it on his forehead so he may take on himself any guilt of the people of Israel when they consecrate their sacred offerings. He must always wear it on his forehead so the Lord will accept the people. Pretty fucking big deal. Hope you're up for this, Aaron. Like, who didn't actually sign up for this, but yeah, maybe you did. I don't know. God chooses his people. We don't always choose him. And there's an actual ever like never ending argument between two of my favorites, Squab and Div, regarding like predestination versus free will. And there is definitely, as far as I know, room for both. But at the same time, it's like if your name is written in the book of names, like not only is your existence numbered, eventually your number's gonna get punched and you're gonna have to go serve. And that might just break everything you think you know about yourself. You might come out of that fire someone you never recognize. That might just be the best thing that ever happens to you. Ask me how I know. I think we're on to the medallion now. I'm sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Next, make a medallion of pure gold and engrave it like a seal. Oh, this is right on his forehead. Never mind. Weave Aaron's patterned tunic. Yeah, the patterned tunic. Fine linen cloth. Fashion the turban from this linen as well. Also make a sash and decorate it with colorful embroidery. Guess what colors? It doesn't say. Just guess. For Aaron's sons, make tunics, sashes, and special head coverings that are glorious and beautiful. Clothe your brother Aaron and his sons with these garments, and then anoint and ordain them. Consecrate them so they can serve as my priests. Also, make linen undergarments for them to be worn next to their bodies, reaching from their hips to their thighs. So these are some shorts. These must be worn whenever Aaron and his sons enter the tabernacle or approach the altar in the holy place to perform their priestly duties. Then they will not incur guilt and die. This is a permanent law for Aaron and all his descendants after him. I hope you guys were paying attention. He mentioned death in here like 4 times. 29. This is the ceremony you must follow when you consecrate Aaron and his sons to serve me as priests. Take a young bull and 2 rams with no defects. Then, using choice wheat flour and no yeast, make loaves of bread, thin cakes mixed with olive oil, and wafers spread with olive oil. Place them all in a single basket and present them at the entrance of the tabernacle along with the young bull and the 2 rams. Present Aaron and his sons at the entrance of the tabernacle and wash them with water so they don't stink. Dress Aaron in his priestly garments, the tunic, the robe, worn with the ephod itself, and the chest piece. Then wrap the decorative sash of the ephod around him. Place the turban on his head and fasten the sacred medallion to the turban. Like, looking pretty there, pretty fresh there, Aaron, my dude. Like, then anoint him by pouring the anointing oil over his head. Next, present his sons and dress them in their tunics. Wrap the sashes around the waist of Aaron and his sons. Then put their special head coverings on them. Then the right to the priesthood will be theirs by law forever. In this way you will ordain Aaron and his sons. Bring the young bull to the entrance of the tabernacle where Aaron and his sons will lay their hands on its head. Then slaughter the bull in the Lord's presence at the entrance of the tabernacle. Put some of its blood on the horns of the altar with your finger and pour out the rest at the base of the altar. Take all the fat around the internal organs, the long lobe of the liver, and the two kidneys, and the fat around them, and burn it all on the altar. Then take the rest of the bull, including its hide, meat, and dung, and burn it outside the camp as a sin offering. That's different, isn't it? That you only burn up like the living organ tissues, and the rest of it, like the thing you think you would do as an offering, like you burn that outside the camp. Like that shit's gross. Mm. I don't think I've ever gone in against an Aaronite before, but I'm definitely going to have to keep that in mind. Like, still figuring out how the Levites got the status they got. Like, but it's the same. Like, God constantly throughout all the Bible, like exalting the second son in spite of the first son. Like, there's a lot of that. Like, he lifts up the lowest among us to the greatest positions. And it's like, oh, how did you get here? It's like, well, I was a piece of shit. Ah, and man, oh man, wasn't gonna let it go, was he? Next, Aaron and his sons must lay their hands on the head of one of the rams, then slaughter the ram and splatter its blood against all sides of the altar. Cut the ram into pieces and wash off the internal organs and the legs. Set them alongside the head and the other pieces of the body. Then burn the entire animal on the altar. This is a burnt offering to the Lord. It is a pleasing aroma. It's actually like, I can smell it right now. It's delicious. A special gift presented to the Lord. Mm, it smells delicious. Now, take the other ram and have Aaron and his sons lay their hands on its head. Then slaughter it and apply some of its blood to the right earlobes of Aaron and his sons. Also put it on the thumbs of their right hands and the big toes of their right feet. Splatter the rest of the blood against all sides of the altar. Then take some of the blood from the altar and some of the anointing oil and sprinkle it on Aaron and his sons and their garments. In this way, they and their garments will be set apart as holy. Since this is the ram for the ordination of Aaron and his sons, take the fat of the ram, including the fat of the broad tail, the fat around the internal organs, the long lobe of the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat around them, along with the right thigh. Then take 1 round loaf of bread, and 1 thin cake mixed with olive oil, and 1 wafer from the basket of bread without yeast that was placed in the Lord's presence. Put all these in the hands of Aaron and hope he doesn't drop it, because it's a lot of shit. And his sons to be lifted up as a okay, there's not just Aaron by himself then. As a special offering to the Lord. Afterward, take the various breads from their hands and burn them on the altar along with the burnt offering. It is a pleasing aroma to the Lord, a special gift for him. Then take the breast of Aaron's ordination ram and lift it up to the Lord's presence as a special offering to him. Then keep it as your own portion. So it's like a toast, like, salute, and I'm going to eat this. Set aside the portion of the ordination ram that belonged to Aaron and his sons. This ram that belongs to Aaron and his sons, this includes the 3 breasts, the breast and the thigh that were lifted up before the Lord as a special offering. In the future, whenever the people of Israel lift up a peace offering, a portion of it must be set aside for Aaron and his descendants. This is their permanent right, and it is a sacred offering from the Israelites to the Lord. Aaron's sacred garments must be preserved for his descendants who succeed him, and they will wear them when they are anointed and ordained. The descendant who succeeds him as high priest will wear these clothes for 7 days as he ministers in the tabernacle and the holy place. Take the ram used in the ordination ceremony and boil its meat in a sacred place. Weird aside, I've seen a lot of like pre-boiling steak videos, like, this is how they do it in a 5-star restaurant. I'm like, no, no they don't. Shut up. If you boil your steak, just sacrifice you next. Then Aaron and his sons will eat this meat along with the bread in the basket at the tabernacle entrance. They alone may eat the meat and bread used for their purification. In the ordination ceremony, no one else may eat them For these things are set apart and holy. If any of the ordination meat or bread remains until the morning, it must be burned. It may not be eaten, for it is holy. This is how you will ordain Aaron and his sons to their offices, just as I have commanded you. The ordination ceremony will go on for 7 days. Each day you must sacrifice a young bull as a sin offering to the Lord. Afterward, cleanse the altar by purifying it, making it holy by anointing it with oil. Purify the altar and consecrate it every day for 7 days. After that, the altar will be absolutely holy, and whatever touches it will become holy. That's a big statement right there. These are the sacrifices you are to offer regularly on the altar. Each day, offer 2 lambs that are a year old, one in the morning and the other in the evening. With one of them, offer 2 quarts of choice flour mixed with 1 quart of pure oil of pressed olives. Also offer 1 quart of wine as a liquid offering. Offer the other lamb in the evening, along with the same offerings of flour and wine as in the morning. It will be a pleasing aroma, a special gift presented to the Lord. These burnt offerings are to be made each day from generation to generation. Offer them in the Lord's presence at the tabernacle entrance. There I will meet with you and speak with you. I will meet the people of Israel there in the place made holy by my glorious presence. Yes, I will consecrate the tabernacle and the altar, and I will consecrate Aaron and his sons to serve me as priests. Then I will live among the people of Israel and be their God. And they will know that I am the Lord, their God. I am the one who brought them out of the land of Egypt so I could live among them. I am the Lord, their God. Chapter 30. Then make another altar of acacia wood for burning incense. Make it 18 inches square and 36 inches high. So the incense altar is much smaller than the burnt offerings altar. Like, obviously, like, you're not, this is just for burning incense. It's not for burning an entire animal carcass. With horns of the corners carved from the same piece of wood as the altar itself. Overlay the top sides and horns of the altar with pure gold and run a gold molding around the entire altar. Make 2 gold rings and attach them on opposite sides of the altar below the gold molding to hold the carrying poles. Make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. Place the incense altar just outside the inner curtain that shields the Ark of the Covenant. In front of the Ark's cover, the place of atonement that covers the tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant. I will meet you there. Every morning when Aaron maintains the lamps, he must burn fragrant incense on the altar. And each evening when he lights the lamps, he must again burn incense in the Lord's presence. This must be done from generation to generation. Do not offer any unholy incense on the altar, or any burnt offerings, grain offerings, or liquid offerings. Once a year, Aaron must purify the altar by smearing its horns with blood from the offering made to purify the people from their sin. This will be a regular annual event from generation to generation, for this is the Lord's most holy altar. Then the Lord said to Moses, whenever you take a census of the people of Israel, each man who is counted must pay a ransom for himself to the Lord. Yes, that sounds like taxes. It's it's taxes. It, it is. So if it sounds like taxes, it's because it's taxes. God's taxes. Then no plague will strike the people as you count them. Each person who is counted must give a small piece of silver as a sacred offering to the Lord. This payment is half a shekel, based on the sanctuary shekel, which equals 20 gerahs, which is like probably an ounce, I think. I'm not super versed on shekels and gerahs, but probably says somewhere in here. Ooh, that's a lot. It's more than I thought it was. All who have reached their 20th birthday must give this sacred offering to the Lord. When this offering is given to the Lord to purify your lives, making you right with Him, the rich must not give more than the specified amount, and the poor must not give less. Receive this ransom money from the Israelites and use it for the care of the tabernacle, and I will bring the Israelites to the Lord's attention. It will purify your lives. Then The Lord said to Moses, make a bronze wash basin with a bronze stand. Place it between the tabernacle and the altar. Gotta be clean. And fill it with water. Aaron and his sons will wash their hands and feet there. They must wash with water whenever they go into the tabernacle to appear before the Lord. And when they approach the altar to burn up their special gifts to the Lord, or, you guessed it, they will die. If you guessed to die, God's really serious about this shit. Like, this is a permanent law for Aaron and his descendants to be observed from generation to generation. Then the Lord said to Moses, collect choice spices, 12.5 pounds of pure myrrh, 6.25 pounds of fragrant cinnamon. This is a very specific recipe. 6.25 pounds of fragrant calamus, and 1.5 pounds of cassia. What is that? Never heard of it. As measured by the weight of the sanctuary shekel. Also, get 1 gallon of olive oil. Like a skilled incense maker, blend these ingredients to make a holy anointing oil. So, we're also going to need a skilled incense maker. Use this sacred oil to anoint the tabernacle, the Ark of the Covenant, the table and all its utensils, the lampstand and all its accessories, the incense altar, the altar of burnt offering and all its utensils, and the wash basin with its stand. Consecrate them to make them absolutely holy. After this, whatever touches them will also become holy. Anoint Aaron and his sons also, consecrating them to serve me as priests, and say to the people of Israel, this holy anointing oil is reserved for me from generation to generation. It must never be used to anoint anyone else, and you must never make any blend like it for yourselves. It is holy, and you must treat it as holy. Anyone who makes a blend like it or anoints someone other than a priest will be cut off from the community. Then the Lord said to Moses, gather fragrant spices, resin droplets, mollusk shell, and galbanum, and mix these fragrant spices with pure frankincense, weighted out in equal amounts. Using the usual techniques of the incense maker, blend the spices together and sprinkle them with salt to produce a pure and holy incense. Grind some of the mixture into a very fine powder and put it in front of the Ark of the Covenant, where I will meet with you in the tabernacle. You must treat this incense as most holy. Never use this formula to make this incense for yourselves. It is reserved for the Lord, and you must treat it as holy. Anyone who makes incense like this for personal use will be cut off from the community. The fuck out using God's incense. So fuck is wrong with you? 31. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Look, I have specifically chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, grandson of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. I have filled him with the Spirit of God, giving him great wisdom, ability, and expertise in all kinds of crafts. He is a master craftsman, expert in working with gold, silver, and bronze. He is skilled at engraving and mounting gemstones and in carving wood. He is a master at every craft." This dude's very impressive. Nice resume. God picked him by hand. "And I have personally appointed Oholiab, son of Ahisamach of the tribe of Dan, to be his assistant. Moreover, I have given special skill to all the gifted craftsmen so they can make all the things I have commanded you to make. The tabernacle, Ark of the Covenant, Ark's cover, the place of atonement, all the furnishings of the tabernacle, the table, all of its utensils, the pure gold lampstand and all of its accessories, the incense altar, the altar of burnt offering with all of its utensils, the wash basin with its stand, the beautifully stitched garments, the sacred garment for Aaron the priest, and the garments for his sons, as they minister as priests, the anointing oil, the fragrant incense, which you must not make for yourself, by the way, for the holy place. The craftsman must make everything as I have commanded you." That's a lot of things. The Lord then gave these instructions to Moses. At least Moses doesn't have to do all this shit himself. That would take forever. "Tell the people of Israel, be careful to keep my Sabbath day, for the Sabbath is a sign of the covenant between me and you from generation to generation." I have a little bit of a different understanding of what the Sabbath is with Jesus than a day of the week. But the more I think about it, and the more I pray on it, and the more I get other people's interpretations, a lot of people seem to think that it is a literal day. Jesus is the Sabbath. He is Lord of the Sabbath. And you can rest in his peace, always. Even in the middle of a storm on the lake, you can just, be at peace. But also, I think they really, God really does want us to know a point of rest. And it's not so much, I think, as taking a break as it is, resting in him and being present with God. I don't know, it's right up there with the free will argument. There's a lot we could go back and forth on about it. The Lord then gave these instructions to Moses. Tell the people of Israel, be careful to keep my Sabbath day, for the Sabbath is a sign of covenant between me and you from generation to generation. It is given so you may know that I am the Lord who makes you holy. You must keep the Sabbath day, for it is a holy day for you. Anyone who desecrates it must be put to death. Anyone who works on that day will be cut off from the community. You have 6 days each week for your ordinary work, but the seventh day must be a Sabbath day of complete rest, a holy day dedicated to the Lord. Anyone who works on the Sabbath must be put to death. The people of Israel must keep the Sabbath day by observing it from generation to generation. This is a covenant obligation for all time. It is a permanent sign of my covenant with the people of Israel. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, but on the seventh day he stopped working and was refreshed. When the Lord finished speaking with Moses on Mount Sinai, he gave him the 2 stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant written by the finger of God. Like, don't drop these, bro. Kind of important. uh, Sorry, y'all. I get a little choked up sometimes. 32. When the people saw how long it was taking Moses to come back down the mountain, they gathered around Aaron. Come on, they said. Make us some gods who can lead us. We don't know what happened to this fellow Moses, who brought us here from the land of Egypt. So Aaron said, take the gold rings from the ears of your wives and sons and daughters and bring them to me. All the people took the gold rings from their ears and brought them to Aaron. Then Aaron took the gold, melted it down, and molded it into the shape of a calf. When the people saw it, they exclaimed, O Israel, these are the gods who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Aaron saw how excited the people were, so he built an altar in front of the calf. Then he announced, tomorrow will be a festival to the Lord. Ooh, it's not gonna go great. The people got up early the next morning to sacrifice burnt offerings and peace offerings. After this, they celebrated with feasting and drinking, and they indulged in pagan revelry. Not to be confused with sibling revelry, that's my friend Paul and his brother Doug. I love them both. I should say that's my friend Doug and his brother Paul, and I still love them both. Be honest with you, though. Check them out Saturday nights. The Lord told Moses, "Quick, go down the mountain. Your people, whom you brought from the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves, like literally, already. How quickly they have turned away from the way I commanded them to live. They have melted down gold and made a calf, and they have bowed down and sacrificed to it. They are saying, 'These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you out of the land of Egypt.'" Like, now if I was God here, just saying, like, "Bzzap! Fuck all of you, by the way." Like, man. So, Based? Thanks for the raid, homie. It's funny that Base shows up, because I was with Salty earlier, and he's talking about, like, moving his business up out of Colorado and going somewhere else. And I told him, whatever you do, don't move to Alabama. And it's just because, like, Alabama's like the most unfriendly place for weed growing I can think of in the U.S. And I was like, oh, wait, don't take that wrong, because, like, some of the dopest people, like my man Based, are from Alabama. But when I said don't move to Alabama, is because they're just not very friendly to weed growers. But I was thinking about you, my dude. Like, literally, conversation happened earlier today. It's just kind of wild that comes about like that. Well, no, people from the South specifically are a different breed. They are people who really truly do, like, they love life enough that they don't let shit get to them. Like, that's not how it is around here. Yep. South Alabama's about as nice as you can get, and even then you're looking at felonies for a plant, which is super sad, but it is reality. I think we're gonna get Salty moving to Ohio, which is the weirdest thing. Never would have guessed that one. Ah. Then the Lord said, "I have seen how stubborn and rebellious these people are. Now leave me alone so my fierce anger can blaze against them." Like, "And I will destroy them. Then I will make you, Moses, into a great nation." But Moses tried to pacify the Lord, his God. "O Lord," he said, "why are you so angry with your own people, whom you brought from the land of Egypt with such great power and such a strong hand?" And shout out to Moses, like, these people don't deserve your intervention, but you keep doing it. Like, the whole time, like, this goes on and on and on for years and decades and shit. Why? Let the Egyptians say their God rescued them with the evil intention of slaughtering them in the mountains and wiping them from the face of the earth. Turn away from your fierce anger, like, also literally asking God to calm down. Change your mind about this terrible disaster you have threatened against your people. Remember your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You bound yourself with an oath to them, saying, I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars of heaven, which means you can't wipe them out. And I will give them all of this land that I have promised to you, your descendants, and they will possess it forever. So the Lord changed his mind about the terrible disaster he'd been threatening to bring on his people. Like, still might should have wiped out at least a couple of them. At least a couple of them. Then Moses turned and went down the mountain. He held in his hands the two stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant. Like, have you seen the thumbnail? Moses got them big old stone tablets. Those are the ones. They were inscribed on both sides, front and back. These tablets were God's work. The words on them were written by God himself, like the finger of God. Moses didn't inscribe these. Like, he wasn't taking notes. When Joshua heard the boisterous noise of the people shouting below them, he exclaimed to Moses, it sounds like war in the camp. That's the Israelites for you. Stiff-necked folk. But Moses replied, no, it's not a shout of victory, nor the wailing of defeat. I hear the sound of a celebration. When they came near the camp, Moses saw the calf and the dancing, and he burned with anger. He threw the stone tablets to the ground, smashing them at the foot of the mountain. He took the calf they had made and threw it into the fire. Then he ground it into powder and threw that into the water and forced the people to drink it. Ooh, that's tough. Finally, he turned to Aaron and demanded, what did these people do to you to make you bring such terrible sin upon them? Fuck, what the fuck, Aaron? I was gone for like 20. I was talking to God. Don't get so upset, my lord, Aaron replied. You yourself know how evil these people are. They are literally just normal ass people. They said to me, make us gods who will lead us. We don't know what happened to this fellow Moses who brought us here from the land of Egypt. So I told them, whoever has gold, take it off. When they brought it to me, I simply threw it into the fire, and out came this calf. That's fucked. Moses saw that Aaron had let the people get completely out of control. You were gone for like 5 minutes, bro. Much to the amusement of their enemies. So he stood at the entrance of the camp and shouted, all of you who are on the Lord's side, come here and join me. And all the Levites gathered around him. Okay, this is how this happened then. Moses told them, this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Each of you take your swords and go back and forth from one end of the camp to the other. Kill everyone, even your brothers, friends, and neighbors. The Levites obeyed Moses' command, and about 3,000 people died that day. Then Moses told the Levites, "Today you have ordained yourself for the service of the Lord, for you obeyed him even though it meant killing your own sons and brothers. Today you have earned a blessing." Like, the Lord's been a savage motherfucker. Like, some people seem to have this very different idea of, like, God being super all forgiving. It's like, God will forgive you, but he will also smite the living fuck out of you. Like, I don't think like, y'all don't know. I feel like I know. I've never been smited. I'm still here, but I also don't fucking play around. The next day, Moses said to the people, "You have committed a terrible sin, but I will go back up to the Lord on the mountain. I'll be gone for 5 minutes on the fucking mountain talking to God on your behalf. Perhaps I will be able to obtain forgiveness for your sin." Shitheads. So Moses returned to the Lord and said, "Oh, what a terrible sin these people have committed. They have made gods of gold for themselves. But now, if you will only forgive their sin, but if not, erase my name from the record you have written." But the Lord replied to Moses, "No, I will erase the name of everyone who has sinned against me. Now, go lead the people to the place I told you about. Look, my angel will lead the way before you, and where I come to call the people to account, I will certainly hold them responsible for their sins." Then the Lord sent a great plague upon the people because they had worshipped the calf Aaron had made. Just saying, like, Aaron probably should have got the little flick shot, like, pow. Just saying, like, God wanted to make a proper example. He wouldn't have just, like, drop shotted all the people who worship the golden calf, but he would have drop shotted the asshole who, like, threw the gold into the fire. Like, kinda responsible here, Aaron, you douche. But God's really super, like, he picks favorites, like, big time. Like, blessings are, like, legit an intercessor. I mean, that's Moses' entire whole vibe. Intercede on behalf of an extremely ungrateful people to a very benevolent but also wildly wrathful and dangerous God. Like, that that is the level of burdensome that I couldn't even begin to fathom. Like, I'm called to do a very certain, like, by witness. It's to share my story and to share, like, Jesus with people in the way I can, because not everybody witnesses the same. I'm still falling apart on a fucking regular basis with this shit, so it's kind of a lot for me to like try to pretend I'm anything other than broken, you know? But that's the great part about it is I can't actually pretend anything uh, because of how broken I really actually am. Chapter 33. The Lord said to Moses, "Get going, you and the people you brought up from the land of Egypt. Go up to the land I swore to give to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I told them I will give this land to your descendants, and I will send an angel before you to drive out the Canaanites, Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and those pesky Jebusites. Can't be having the Jebusites around. We are trying to live here. Go up to this land that flows with milk and honey, and I will not travel among you, for you are a stubborn and rebellious people. If I did, I would surely destroy you along the way. I feel that sometimes. Like, I feel like I should have been destroyed along the way several times for my stubborn, rebellious bullshit. So I get it. When the people heard these stern words, they went into mourning and stopped wearing their jewelry and fine clothes. Like, rip your shirts, guys. Wearing, for the Lord had told Moses to tell them, "You are a stubborn and rebellious people. If I were to travel with you for even a moment, I would destroy you. Remove your jewelry and fine clothes while I decide what to do with you." So from the time they left Mount Sinai, the Israelites wore no more jewelry or fine clothes. It was Moses' practice to take the tent of meeting and set it up some distance from the camp. Everyone who wanted to make a request of the Lord would go to the tent of meeting outside the camp. Whenever Moses went out to the tent, all the people would get up and stand in the entrance of their own tents. They would all watch Moses until he disappeared inside. As he went into the tent, the pillar of cloud would come down and hover at its entrance while the Lord spoke with Moses. When the people saw the cloud standing at the entrance of the tent, they would stand and bow down in front of their own tents. Inside the tent of meeting, the Lord would speak to Moses face to face. Lucky as one speaks to a friend. Super lucky. Afterward, Moses would return to the camp, but the young man who assisted him, Joshua son of Nun, would remain behind in the tent of meeting. He's probably just like soaking up the Lord's presence, and I mean, God, like talk about you like you want to suck, you want to like do a couple of hits of fentanyl? No, like let me get some of that the Lord's actual presence, direct presence. I mean, that's a lot. One day, Moses said to the Lord, "You have been telling me, take these people up to the promised land, But you haven't told me whom you will send with me. You have told me I know you by name, and I look favorably on you. If it is true that you look favorably on me, let me know your ways so I may understand you more fully and continue to enjoy your favor. And remember that this nation is your very own people. Moses really knows how to pray, doesn't he? Like, that's so beautiful. Like, man, if I could say something to God, it's like, just help me know you so I can be closer to you. Like, the Lord replied, I will personally go with you, Moses, and I will give you rest. Everything will be fine for you. It's the most beautiful promise ever. Then Moses said, if you don't personally go with us, don't make us leave this place. How will anyone know that you look favorably on me and on your people, if you don't go with us? For your presence among us sets your people and me apart from all other people on the earth. Yeah, it kind of does. The Lord replied to Moses, I will indeed do what you have asked, for I look favorably on you, and I know you by name. Moses responded, then show me your glorious presence. Like old friends. The Lord replied, I will make all my goodness pass before you, and I will call out my name, Yahweh, before you, for I will show mercy to anyone I choose, and I will show compassion to anyone I choose. But you may not look directly at my face, for no one may see me and live. The Lord continued, look, stand near me on this rock. As my glorious presence passes by, I will cover you with my hand until I have passed by. Then I will remove my hand and let you see me from behind, but my face will not be seen. Then the Lord told Moses, chisel out 2 stone tablets like the first ones. I will write on them the same words that were on the tablets you smashed. I forgot about that actually until like I've done this before. Oh, did I mention that we started 34? We started 34. Moses smashed the tablets. I totally forgot all about that. Be ready in the morning to climb up Mount Sinai and present yourself to me on the top of the mountain. No one else may come with you. In fact, no one is to appear anywhere on the mountain. Do not even let the flocks or herds graze near the mountain. So Moses chiseled out 2 tablets of stone like the first ones. Early in the morning he climbed Mount Sinai as the Lord had commanded him, and he carried the 2 stone tablets in his hand. Then the Lord came down in a cloud, stood there with him, and he called out his own name. The Lord passed in front of Moses, calling out, Yahweh, the Lord, the God of compassion and mercy. I am slow to anger and filled with unfailing love and faithfulness. I lavish unfailing love to 1,000 generations. I forgive iniquity, rebellion, and sin, but I do not excuse the guilty. I lay the sins of the parents upon their children and grandchildren. The entire family is affected, even children in the third and fourth generations. Oh God. Moses immediately threw himself to the ground and worshipped. And he said, O Lord, if it is true that I have found favor with you, then please travel with us. Yes, this is a stubborn and rebellious people, but please forgive our iniquity and our sins. Claim us as your own special possession. The Lord replied, Listen, I am making a covenant with you in the presence of all your people. I will perform miracles that have never been performed anywhere in all the earth or in any nation, and all the people around you will see the power of the Lord, the awesome power I will display for you. But listen carefully to everything I command you today. There, then I will go ahead of you and drive out the Amorites, the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and those pesky Jebusites out. Be very careful never to make a treaty with the people who live in the land where you are going. If you do, you will follow their evil ways and be trapped. I'm going to leave that there without comment. Instead, you must break down their pagan altars, smash their sacred pillars, and cut down their Asherah poles. You must worship no other gods, for the Lord, whose very name is jealous, is a God who is jealous about his relationship with you. I think about that a lot. You must not make a treaty of any kind with the people living in the land. They lust after their gods, offering sacrifices to them. They will invite you to join them in their sacrificial meals, and you will go with them. Then you will accept their daughters who sacrifice to other gods as wives for your sons, and they will seduce your sons to commit adultery against me by worshipping other gods. You must not make any gods of molten metal for yourselves. You must celebrate the festival of unleavened bread. For 7 days the bread you eat must be made without yeast, just as I commanded you. Celebrate this festival annually at the appointed time in early spring in the month of Abib. For that is the anniversary of your departure from Egypt. The firstborn of every animal belongs to me, including the firstborn males from your herds of cattle and your flocks of sheep and goats. A firstborn donkey may be bought back from the Lord by presenting a lamb or young goat in its place, but if you do not buy it back, you must break its neck. However, you must buy back every firstborn son. That's the human people. Like you can't just go around breaking their necks. No one may appear before me without an offering. That's good to know. You have 6 days each week for your ordinary work. It's reminding you of the Sabbath again. But on the seventh day your work must stop, even during the seasons of plowing and harvest. You must celebrate the festival of harvest with the first crop of wheat harvest and celebrate the festival of final harvest at the end of the harvest season. 3 times each year, every man in Israel must appear before the sovereign, the Lord, the God of Israel. I will drive out the other nations ahead of you and expand your territory so no one will covet and conquer your land while you appear before the Lord your God 3 times each year. You must not offer the blood of my sacrificial offerings together with any baked goods containing yeast, and none of the meat of the Passover sacrifice may be kept over until the next morning. You must not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. This is the second time. Do not cook your young goats in their mother's milk. That's just fucked up. It's probably delicious, but it's still pretty fucked up, and don't do it. Then the Lord said to Moses, write down all these instructions, for they represent the terms of the covenant I am making with you and with Israel. Moses remained there on the mountain with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. I'm sure the people have gone absolutely insane by the time he comes back again. In all that time, he ate no bread and drank no water. Holy kidding me. And the Lord wrote the terms of the covenant, the 10 Commandments, on the stone tablets. So this time the Lord really took his time writing this. When Moses came down Mount Sinai carrying the 2 stone tablets, inscribed with the terms of... You've never had goat? It's actually pretty good. I've never had goat cooked in its mother's milk, though. That'd be so fucking weird. That I'm aware of. I have had meat cooked in milk before. That was different, but it's really fucking good. He wasn't aware that his face had become radiant because he had spoken to the Lord. So he's got that glow, that God glow. I love that. I've seen that before. I think sometimes I feel like I have it, like people can see it, that radiant glow. Uh, so When Aaron and the people of Israel saw the radiance of Moses' face, they were afraid to come near him. No, I was super curious about it when I had seen that radiance. It's like, what even is that? It's my Jesus. Can I have some? Oh. But Moses called out to them and asked Aaron and all the leaders of the community to come over, and he talked with them. Then all the people of Israel approached him, and Moses gave them all the instructions the Lord had given him on Mount Sinai. When Moses finished speaking with them, he covered his face with a veil. But whenever he went into the tent of meeting to speak with the Lord, he would remove the veil until he came out again. Then he would give the people whatever instructions the Lord had given him, and the people of Israel would see the radiant glow of his face. Seeing that radiant glow is honestly like, I mean, the Lord's been knocking on my door for a long time. What was the thing that, like, did it for me? This. When someone really, truly has the Holy Spirit, it is such a radiant glow that is almost impossible to ignore. It's just so amazing. Then he would give the people whatever instructions the Lord had given him. And the people of Israel would see the radiant glow of his face, so he would put the veil over his face until he returned to speak with the Lord. See, it's like such a blinding thing that like people are actually legitimately terrified of it. But anyway, hit the 2 hour mark. Made it all the way through chapter 34. Pick up again. Pick up again tomorrow. Because honestly, like, this is going better than anything else I do, and honestly, like, I don't think 3 days is enough. Like, I want to do this every day. So, see you guys back here tomorrow. Chapter 35. And have a blessed night. Love you all. Thank you for sharing this adventure with me. YouTube, I'm going to let you guys go first, and I'll figure out where to raid out to with my wonderful Rumble folks. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and if you think somebody might benefit from this, like, sharing is probably the most, like, useful thing, you know? But the one thing I could really ask for, like, I think sharing helps the channel growth the most. Catch you all later. Stay blessed.